Guys, hope you're well. It was a really good month. So let's jump into this show and tell for February 2018. Right here I've got some Star Wars micro machines that I picked up super cheap. These came from my local Toys R Us, which is closing, so they were on clearance. It's really sad. It's unfortunate. These came from a store in the town that I live in, a very small town, and these are micro mutants. Basically picked these things up just for the miniature figures, but there was some more that came with them. We'll show you that later. I know last month I said I'm not a big Transformers guy. Here we are. We have 4 Transformers in this haul. I picked this guy up. Broadside, I think, is his name. It was only $5. I think that was a price error, because now I'm seeing it as $10. But I bought this Liege Maximo Headmaster guy, or Prime Master, last month, and when I saw that this was a car for him to drive, I just had to get it. It also transforms into a robot. How about that? And I also got these guys. Now this is third-party Megatron and Optimus Prime. And I picked these guys up specifically because I was having a hard time finding something that I liked in the proper scale. I wanted these guys to be about 4 to 5 inches tall, and that's what these turned out to be. Not necessarily a nicer toy than an actual Hasbro Transformer, but maybe nicer paint. And yeah, they're pretty nice. I like them. And this guy has a light tube effect. I don't know if I'm getting that here in his head, which I like. Nice little touch. This is something, it's a Mega Construx figure from Destiny. I picked that up also at extreme discount just for this figure because he has skulls on him, and that is a must buy for me most of the time. I bought this Gunpla, this Gundam model, for $5, and it was totally random to find it at the store in the small town that I live, but I am just a lucky guy, I guess. Pretty nice model. In the process, Snap Built starting to put some panel lines in there. Got some Figuarts this month. Kamen Rider Build, Kamen Rider Eternal, and Jugglus, Juggler. Kamen Rider Build's been amazing. This figure is really great. I've heard some people talking shit about the hips being the old style. I say whatever, it is pretty cool. Look forward to the rest of the Figuarts from the Build show. Kamen Rider Eternal, when I saw this guy for the first time, I knew that I had to have him. He's like Batman Kamen Rider almost, or something like that. The cape just really does it for me. The blue, the webbing with the Gaia memories, really cool figure to my sensibilities. This is the 2.0 figure, posable cape. Just absolutely stunning in person. Very beautiful figure. And the cape is really cool. The material is kind of like a plasticky cloth that looks really great, I think. Very, very nice. Jugglus, Ultraman Orb, definitely up there. Possibly my favorite Ultraman. This figure, really cool. Something interesting about it, the hips are unlike anything else I've ever seen. They move here when you rotate out. I've never seen that before. Unlike other Figuarts that I've had so far. And the little card there is cut from his packaging, which I think was their intention, but maybe not. Just something that I noticed, and I think it looks pretty sweet. Just today, last day of February, I feel really lucky. Today was a good day. I went to a Walmart that I normally don't go to and picked this guy up. Somehow I just knew he would be there. I live in a very rural area, so this is really neat to see basically right away on the shelves. Beautiful figure. The blue is really cool in person. It has depth to it because it's actually swirly plastic and not a metallic finish on top. Not superposable in the legs, but very imposing. Really glad I picked this up, and for less than 19 bucks, what can you say? It's Thanos, he's great. Other Transformer, Megatron. Why? Oh, just because I think he would look cool in a fight with some of my hero robots, and he was super cheap. I think I paid $7. And he transforms into a pretty wicked looking space jet thing. This is from one of the more recent Transformers movies, which I have not seen, but I want to because giant robots. I did pick up 2 more Voltron lines this month. Yellow and green. Perfect. So I'll have to get red and blue. And then we'll be able to put Voltron together. Hopefully next month I'll be able to do that. These are really cool. I think they look perfect for a toy that is going to be on the shelf at your Walmart and your local big box store. If you still have a Toys R Us open, which I hope you do, you should be able to get it there. These are domestic, and they're pretty pretty excellent. Recently picked this up. I'm getting geared up for Pacific Rim Uprising. Watched the original, and I'm thinking about getting the Soul Jigogan, but this was on clearance at my local Toys R Us, so I decided to pick it up. And now I have a battle damaged Gipsy Danger. And I think this looks pretty good, and it was definitely a good buy for the price, but articulation is definitely limited. I understand that some of the later NECA Jaegers were better in that department, but this one, you know, you basically are just going to stand her straight up and set it on the shelf. But still, worth it. Nice figure. And I'm super excited about Uprising. Another badass Godzilla to add to the collection. This is the NECA GMK, and it was on clearance at Toys R Us. Can't say no to cheap toys that are awesome. This guy's pretty cool. He looks really good, has reasonable articulation, and can't wait to take some pictures of him. These two in the bag, they're just the play sets that came with those micro figures that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, and they are I don't know, I kind of like the R2-D2, but the Leo, I think I'm going to end up giving those to my younger cousin because he really likes the Ninja Turtles, and I think he would be able to appreciate that more than I did. Before the end, I also wanted to tell you guys about some of the really great luck that I have at a local thrift store. Thrift stores, actually. It's really odd to live in a place as rural as where I live and find things like manga at the thrift store. And I also found some great Godzilla movies on VHS. If you still have a VCR, you can find some really cool stuff at the thrift stores if you are willing to hunt for it. And this one, Japanese science fiction disaster special effects. There's some really incredible miniatures in Gorath, and if you watch the movie, you'll recognize people from Godzilla movies and from Ultraman and from other Japanese cinema. Very cool. Never seen it before. Never even heard of it. Got this. I'm gonna give that away as a gift. That's a McDonald's toy, Millennium Falcon. Very cute. That's the draw there. It's a cute Millennium Falcon. I've never seen that before. It's really sweet. Vintage Metalhead. I got that for a nickel. Basically, it was in a bag with 5 other toys for 25 cents. And that's the first time I've ever found a vintage turtle figure at the thrift store. I was super excited, and I'm glad to have him for so cheap. I don't know if I'll keep him in the collection, but here he is right now. And then last, I got this really little Donatello. He's not Micro Mutant, but not really sure where he came from. Could be another good one for my younger cousin. So, thanks for watching. This is brought to you in association